What you explain, not with regards to children, but the family unit and things like that, it puts someone with my views in quite a bind, because I believe quite firmly in individual liberty, and I like the idea that, I mean, I'm married and I love it, but I don't think everyone should have to get married and everyone shouldn't have to do what I do and all of those things. And I don't like the idea that, oh, maybe this kind of collective idea of like, these are the rules we live by and people should get married and should do. I don't like that. And yet it's impossible, I think, to deny the consequences of the life that I think everyone should have. There's a huge consequence.
Right. Well, I've struggled with this for a long time. When I started writing about this and got myself into no end of trouble about, the willed erasure of the traditional married family, and that was many decades ago. And I would write about it as a matter of public policy that I thought was disastrous. And I would get regularly, not just harangued, but people would kind of loom at me as if they were going to literally strangle me, and would say, "You are making me feel guilty. I am divorced." And I would say, "Well, I didn't even know you were divorced." I mean, what is this lunacy? And it's always this great tension between people, as individuals, and the society, how the society should be organized. And I think there is a terrible tension because, one wants people to live in a way that makes them happy and fulfilled. I don't wish to be censorious about individuals. People want to live in the way they want to live. That's fine by me. It should be nothing to do with me. But when it comes to public policy, and when you have a public policy which basically has eroded all the supports of a traditional married family and has either encouraged, winked at, or turned a blind eye to cohabitation, for example, cohabiting couples break up far more frequently than married couples. And the thing that really makes that rate of breakup accelerate enormously is when a child is born in a cohabiting household. So cohabitation has been an engine of mass fatherlessness. Now, fatherlessness is a serious blight, to put it mildly, because elective fatherlessness, by which I mean, it's different if the father is dead, has died. But if basically you're being brought up in a family where there is, as a matter of deliberate will, no father around, and you may not even know who the father was. Your mother may not know even who the father was because she's got you from a sperm bank. All the evidence has shown for decades that is a major force behind a whole range of social, personal, individual, and social problems. So it's best avoided if possible. And yet we've had a policy which has almost consciously, deliberately produced it. So, while, if I'm faced with a couple who is cohabiting, I have no problem with that. They live exactly as they want to live. It doesn't make any difference to me. I don't blame them. I don't hold them, I don't regard them as lesser people or anything. But if you have a public policy which has produced mass fatherlessness, then I do think that is appalling, because that is going to cause a significant amount of individual and social harm. And so what I would want is policy making that says, we're not going to force anybody to do anything or to live in the way that they don't want to live. But nevertheless, instead of basically saying, well, we don't care and let it all hang out and then have this terrible set of problems, we're going to encourage what we think produces the best outcomes for individuals and for society. And you can encourage it by various ways, through taxation, through just talking about it, through law. There are various ways you can do it. And all those engines of sort of cultural influence have been the other way, to produce a kind of social anarchy. And I'm saying that they should be directed to a more socially productive and individually productive way. That's all I'm saying.
Could it be argued that there might be a cause and correlation issue here, where the kind of father, let's say, who would rather cohabitate than marry is also the kind of father likely to run away when things get tough? And if cohabitation weren't on the,
maybe,
not available.
Maybe, but I mean the facts are as they are. When people get married, um, they stick together longer than if they cohabit, especially if they have children. So, it's better to promote and encourage marriage than anything else.